Hello friends, this is Shagnik and welcome back to Placement Wala, your one-stop destination for placement preparation. So guys, as you know, Cognizant off-campus hiring for the batch of 2025 is going on and the communication round for the same has already been done. So your next round upcoming would be your aptitude round. You would get your aptitude round examination mail within a few days. Most probably within the next week, your aptitude round would be done. And one of the critical things and the most scoring part of the aptitude round is the game-based aptitude. So today we will discuss what all games comes in this round and how you need to approach those games in order to solve more games in that given time and also do them optimally and in the most efficient way. So I hope you get to know a lot of things from this video. So be till the end and subscribe the channel for more such videos that would be upcoming on your Cognizant exam preparation. So without any further delay, let's move on to our question one. So guys, uh, seven, there are about seven to not seven to eight actually, five to six types of games. Okay, so within them, you would be randomly assigned about three to four games. Each game would be given, each game you would have 6 minutes to do, and within each game, at first you would be given a few example test cases. The description of the game, that portion would not be timed. Once you complete that section, you completely understand what the game is all about. Then you can start getting into the game. Once you click on the start or the next button, your timer would start, and the timer would have 6 minutes within it. So within that 6 minutes, you have to solve as much games as you can. So the games would be in levels. Okay. So as you go on solving, the levels would increase and the difficulty for that particular game would go on increasing. So the first level would be very easy, and after that, as you move on, gradually the difficulty would be increased. So your motto should be doing as much games as possible. So do as much games as possible because that would help you to excel from the other candidates who are giving the examination, and also your possibility of getting selected in the higher package or the GNC next package would be greater. I hope I am clear. So let's see the first type of game, that is the grid based game. What you need to do is that in this kinds of game, you can't repeat any item inside a row or you can't repeat any item inside a column. With this particular logic, you have to use this given set of symbols that are given here in order to find the symbol that would come in place of this question mark. I hope I am clear. So, how would you do that logic? You would find that in any way or the other, a particular cell would have a particular symbol only. Okay, so you need to figure that out in some way, and then uh, after that, you would definitely get the idea. By doing multiple steps, multiple cells you need to find, not like you would get the symbol that would come in place of question mark in one go, but you have to make multiple tries, multiple cells you need to find out, and then finally you will get the answer for the question mark. For example, this particular case is the easiest one that comes, or the starting at the very starting of the game, you would get questions like this. So you see in this particular row, there are plus is covered, triangle is covered, and circle is covered. And you see only four types of symbols are there. Only four types of symbols are there. And plus is covered, triangle is covered, and circle is covered. So only left option for this particular cell is the square. So in place of the question mark for this particular question, we have to place the square box or the square symbol. I hope I am clear. And if we go as we go further in the video, we would get to understand more about the game. So for the next question, you see this particular column we will be solving first. Here you see square is done, triangle is done, and plus is done. Only option left is the circle. Then for this particular row, you see circle is done, square is done, and plus is done. Only option left for this particular cell is the triangle. So our correct answer would be the triangle that would replace the question mark. I hope that was clear. So for the next question, you see, it is also a pretty simple one. So here a single operation would do our work. Plus is done, triangle is done, and square is done. Only option to replace the question mark is the circle. So circle becomes our correct answer. So let's move on to the next question. This is another type of question where you would get total six figures. Within that six figures, these two figures on the left hand side of your question would be your reference figures. So you need to get the logic or the pattern present in the reference figure in order to find two similar patterns, two similar patterns from the given four options. You have to find the similar pattern from the given four options. I hope the question was clear. So let's see. This particular reference you see, all the cells or the entire grid has only one symbol. For this also the entire grid has only one symbol. So from the options you see, this particular option has only one symbol in it, and this particular option also has only one symbol in it. So this particular option and this particular option would be our correct option for this case. I hope that was clear. So let's move on to the next question. Okay. So for these two, you see these three symbols are same. These three symbols are same. Here also. Uh, okay. Okay. For this case, not actually the pair of three is used. You see, for the first column, these first three or the first row, this first three is same, and for the second row also, for the second option, for the second figure, these first three rows are same. So this particular pattern is followed in this diagram, that has first three similar to this, and this particular diagram has also the first three symbols similar to this. So these two would be our correct option. I hope I was clear. So let's move on to the next question. So in this question, you see the pattern is like the first three rows has the same symbol. First two rows has the same symbol. So here also first two rows have same symbol. So this is one of the correct options. And here also first two rows are same symbol. So this is one of the correct options. I hope that was clear. Let's move on to the next question. So this is another kind of question where you need to find the position of the symbols, position of the symbols that have changed from this particular figure to this particular figure. How would you do that? So first of all, you need to mark the symbols as 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have to number the symbols. And now you check where has 1 moved. 1 is the circle. So here you see the circle has moved to the last. So you would place 1 here. Here you see 2, where you have to see where has 2 moved. So 2 was a square and that has remained in the second position itself. So you write 2 here. Plus has moved to first. So the value for plus was 3 here. So you have to write 3 here. And for 4, 4 has moved from here to here. So these are filters. So these filters, on passing these symbols through either of these three filters, would result you in this particular formation of the symbols. So whatever would be the order of numbering or the numbering here in this final figure would be the filter used here. So you see the filter used here is 3241. So this particular one becomes our correct option. I hope that was clear. If it is not clear, please rewind the video, you would get the logic. And on doing another question, I hope you all would get the logic. So first of all, you need to number the original figure. So number it like 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now you see square was numbered 1, and here also we would place 1 to square. For triangle it was 2, we will place it 2. For circle it was 3, we will place 3. And for plus it was 4, we will place 4 here. So the filter that would be used is 3, 2, 1, 4. So this here becomes our correct option. I hope that was clear and there is no doubt about how to solve this particular question. So let's move on to the next one. So here you see a fixed filter is first used and after that the options are given. So if anyone is doing like directly checking this reference figure and then checking the filters to get this particular final figure, then he or she would be doing a great mistake, because you see here fixed filter is first used. So you have to you have to first first see the orientation of the symbols after the fixed filter is used, and once you get that orientation you have to check this optional filters from that reference symbol and not the original one. I hope that was clear. So how would you do that? First, let's mark the symbols 1, 2, 3 and 4. So you see the filter that has been used is 3 would come first, so circle would come first, then is 2, that is triangle would come at second place, then 1, that is square would come at third, and then is 4, that is plus. So this becomes our reference symbol or reference figure from which we need to get the final figure. Now we would mark this as 1, 2, 3 and 4. So you see circle has moved here. So 1, triangle is 2, square is 3 and plus is 4. So 4, 3, 2, 1 would be our correct option. So 4, 3, 2, 1, yes. This particular one becomes our correct option. I hope that was clear. So let's move on to the next question. Now for this problem, you see two fixed filters has been used here. So first of all, we need to find the figure that we get after adding this particular filter. So let's mark it as 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 1, 4, 3, 2. 1 has 1 is for this particular one. 1 is square, then is 4 that is plus, then is 2 that is triangle, and then is 3 that is circle. Now if we mark it as 1, 2, 3 and 4, so what we'll get is 2, 3, 4, 1. 2 is plus, 3 is triangle, 4 is circle, and 1 is square. Now again we mark it 1, 2, 3, 4. So square is 4, plus is 1, circle is 3, and this is 2. So 2, 3, 4, 1 would be our correct answer. So 2, 3, 4, 1, here we have marked it. So another tip that I would like to do is that as I am making you understand, I am marking each and every symbol. But in the examination, we would not get that much time to mark each and every symbol like this. So what you will do is just, okay, let me show it how you will do that in the examination. So you see, square is at first position and first has remained at first. So square would be placed here. Then you see plus is at fourth position and plus has been placed in the second one. So plus would be placed here. Next 2, that is triangle, is at second position, which is placed at third. So triangle would come here and remaining is circle that would be placed here. For this particular filter, you see second one has come at first, third one at second, then fourth one at third, and then first one at last. After this, the optional filter that would give this, you see, plus was at 1, okay, first position, but that has moved to the last. So 1 would be at last. So only these two options have 1 at last. So we can discard this particular option. Now we check for the next symbol, that is the triangle. So triangle was at second but has come to first here. So 2 would be at first. So you see only one option is there that has 2 at first. So this would be our correct option. So this is how you need to do it in your exam. As I was making you understand, I was marking it as or numbering it But in examination, you need to do it in this particular way and also filter out the options as early as possible so that you don't take a lot of time or consume a lot of time while answering this question. I hope that was clear. Let's move on to the next question. So I would not be marking the symbols this time. This time I would be directly doing it as you would be doing it in your exam. So you see first one has moved to the last. So any option that has one at last would be our correct option. So this one is discarded. Either of these options would be correct. Next you see square was at second and has moved at third position. So the third position would be 2. So here only one option has third position as 2. So that would be our correct option. I hope that was clear. Let's move on to the next question. So this particular question is of motion challenge. What you need to do in this question is that you need to remove these blocks anyhow in any order you can, but you have to take this ball to this particular hole. Okay, this is your final destination of the ball. But the number of steps you take for this particular challenge or for solving this particular steps for this particular game must be minimum. So anyone who is taking a single step also more than the minimum number of steps would not get the marks in this case. Okay. So you have to do this particular arrangement or particular adjustment of this particular blocks in such a way that you take minimum number of steps. I hope that was clear. And guys, one thing I forgot to mention is that for every level you have three options. You can mark the correct option and you get a positive marking for that. Whatever be the marking is a positive marking. Or you can skip this particular question, so you would get 0 for that particular question. Or you can mark the incorrect question. Now, if you mark the question incorrectly, then you get a negative marking. So, if you don't have confidence for any particular question or any particular answer, then please do not mark wrong answers. Okay, wrong answers would give you a negative marking and hence your overall score would be decreased. Rather, you opt for skipping that particular question so that you don't get negative marking. You skip that particular question, get 0, and that is better than marking an incorrect option. I hope that is clear. So let's see how this particular question can be solved. So what you can do is this particular box can be moved at this position, okay, so that this entire area becomes clean. Now this particular box can be moved down and can be placed here and then can be dragged towards the right to be placed here, and then the ball can go to the top up till this in one move and then to the hole in another move. So the number of steps that we took is from here to here, one step, from this to the down position, one, and from here to right, another one, and then this ball goes to the top up till this. So another addition of one, and to the hole finally another addition of one, that is total of 5 steps. So this is your minimum number of steps. So you don't need to write the number of steps, but you need to move these boxes. The number of steps would automatically be calculated. And also another thing, you would not get any undo button here. Okay. It is not like that you thought after moving one box that this would not give me the minimum one. I can do this in the other way to get the minimum possible steps. But that process of undoing is not given. So if you did any mistake, better you skip that question and go for the next one rather than trying to solve that question again by taking more than minimum number of steps. I hope that is clear. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, so this is another question from motion challenge. So it is a very simple one. You move the blue box to the right and the orange box to the right, and you get a direct path to the hole in one go. So the total number of steps taken here is 3 and is the minimum number of steps. I hope that was clear. Let's move on to the next question. So this question you need to uh, solve in order to get the minimum number of steps. How would you do that? Okay, one idea is to deal with this particular two box or to use this green and violet box to manipulate. So these two particular boxes would give us greater number of steps because there are a lot of manipulations I can see. First of all, we need to take the ball here. The blue one would be moved up, then to right, and a lot of arrangements need to be done, and that would take definitely greater number of steps. So if we manipulate this green and violet box, so what we can get is this green box would be moved up, then this violet box would be moved one step down, then to the left. So it would be placed here, and the ball has a clear path up till this cell. The ball would have a clear path. Then it can go up till this, then here. I hope that was clear. So the total number of steps taken is for the violet box is two steps. For the green box, it is one step, and for the ball, it is one plus one, two plus one, three steps. So a total of six steps is required for this particular ball. Okay, I hope that is clear. Let me check again if I have made any mistake because I don't think there is a mistake. Let me see. So the violet box would be moved down because we can't move that up. Yes. So violet box should be moved down one step, then to left, second step, two steps done. Okay. For the green box, it okay. We can take the okay. We can decrease another step. Let me show you. This particular box would be brought down, then to the left. So the box will be placed here. Now, if we move the green box to the left, so the green box would be placed here. The ball would have a clear path up till this section and then to this. So you see the number of steps is decreased to one. One step has been decreased here. So violet box takes two steps, green box takes one, and the ball takes two, a total of five steps. So the minimum number of steps taken is five. So yes, the mistake that I did is something that can be done very easily in the examination. So you need to take care of these kinds of mistakes and be very careful while answering this particular challenge. This motion challenge is a very tough game, and be very careful while answering the questions for this particular game. So let's move on to the next question. Okay, so we need to deal with this question now. So how can we do that? So if we move this particular green box upward, so it would be oriented in something this fashion. Then we can bring this particular box to this position, and then from here to left. So the box would be placed here. Now the ball can move from here to here, then from here to here, and then from here to the final position, that is the hole. So the total number of steps taken for this particular box is 1. For this particular box is 1 plus 1, 2. And for the ball it is 1, 2 and 3. 3 steps, a total of 6. So the minimum number of steps taken for this particular ball to reach the hole was 6 steps. So let's move on to the next question. Okay, it is a different kind of game where you need to use the 9 numbers given in these boxes in order to solve this particular equation. And another condition is that you can't repeat any number. Like if you think I can use 2 into 4 here plus 2 here, then it is not possible to do that because uh, the game's rule is like you have to use only unique elements or only unique numbers. I hope that is clear. So for this particular question, what I can think is either we can I can think of taking one or two, or you can take greater number also, but that is not fruitful enough. So what I can do is I can take 1, but you see here is a minus, so taking 1 would not be that fruitful. So if I take 2, 2 into 4 would give me 8. Now 8 plus something minus something would give me 6. Okay. So if I do 8 plus something and minus something, okay. Yes. So what we can do is 8 plus 4 we can take. So this would give us 12. Now 12 minus 6 if we do, so that would be equal to 6. So this can be one of the possible solutions. And also guys, it is not like every question has an unique solution. No, it is not like that. There can be multiple solutions, but only condition to be used is that you can't repeat any numbers. Okay. It can be repeating like 4 and 6 can be repeated because they are already given, but the numbers that we are putting in these blanks, particular blanks, should not be repeated. I hope that was clear. Let's see the next question so that it becomes more clear now. Okay, so this particular question you see, 8 into something minus something and plus 6 would give us 15. So we can simplify it as 8 into something minus something would be equal to 15 minus 6, that is 11. So one thing that comes to my mind is that we can take 8 into 2. This would give us 16 minus something. So 16 minus something, 16 minus 5 would give us 11, and that is equal to RHS. So the first box would have 2 in it, 8 into 2, 16, minus the second box would have 5 in it. So 8 into 16 minus 5 is 11, 11 plus 6 is 15. Okay, one mistake. 8 into something minus something is equal to 15 minus 6 is 9. That would be 9. Okay, 16. Okay, yeah, that can be done. 8 into 2 is 16. Okay, so this is 16. Now 16 minus something is equal to 9. So what can we take here? 16 minus 7. Yes, 16 minus 7 would give us 9. So that is a possible solution. So 8 into 2 minus 7 would give us 15. So 8 into 2 is 16, 16 minus 7 is 9, and 9 plus 6 is 15. I hope that is clear. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, another question that is to take something divided by 3 plus something is equal to 10. Now if we see here, only option for us to take is the 3, 6 and 9. And you see, but we can take first, let's try with 3. So 3 plus 3 would give us 1. So this particular two boxes would have 10 minus 9, that is 10 minus 1, that is 9 in it. And how can we form 9? Form 9, we can take 5 and 4. We can take 5 here, 4 here. So one possible solution would be 3 by 3 plus 5 plus 4. 3 by 3 is 1 plus 5, 6, 6 plus 4, 10. You see, that is a possible solution. Another possible solution could be 9 by 3. This would give us 3 here. So 10 minus 3 is 7. So this particular two additions must give us 7, and that can be achieved by taking 3 and 4. So 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 plus 3 is 10. I hope that is clear. So this is the way. There can be multiple solutions, but you need to do any of them and your solution must be correct. Okay. So let's move on to, okay, before moving on, one thing I need to say is that you need to follow BODMAS for this particular problems. It is not like you are doing anything as of your wish, or you are doing any type of calculation as of your wish in uh, order to get this particular result. No, you have to strictly follow the BODMAS rule in order to solve these questions. I hope that is clear. Let's move on to the next question. So in this particular questions, we need to check a particular logic or a pattern that is being followed by these symbols, and then check which of the symbols within the given symbols is not in par with this particular pattern. Okay, so how can we check that? So you have to use your intuition. It is not like anything already written in books or fixed pattern is there. No, you have to use your intuition, and you have to be very much logically intuitive in order to solve these questions. So for this particular question, you see, one pattern that I can think of is, here is a circle with a small dot. This dot becomes bigger in this next or the second image, and then this dot particularly covers up the outer circle. For the next step, this particular dot is again squeezing in size. So from 3 to 4, it has reduced in size a bit, and from 4 to 5, it has become a dot again, and from 5 to 6, it has completely disappeared. So for the next step, it should have been a dot again that would again enlarge in the next figure and then completely engulf the outer circle in the next figure. So it is not the case that is there. So this particular symbol should have a larger circle with a dot inside, but it is an empty outer circle. So this particular would be our correct option or the wrong term in this particular pattern. I hope that is clear. Let's move on to the next question to get more clarity. Okay, so we have to find the wrong term here. Hmm. So one logic that is coming to my mind is an alternate series logic. Okay, so if you correctly notice here, you see an alternating pattern going on. For the above pattern, the triangle is always on the upper position, and for the below pattern, triangles are always on the below position. And similarly, the circles are also alternating their positions. And also in the below or in this pattern, the triangle are interchanging their positions from left to right. For this particular figure, the triangle is placed at left. From for the third figure, it is at right. For the fifth figure, sorry, for the first figure, it is at right. For the third figure, it is at left. So for the fifth figure, it should have been at right. For the seventh, it is left. For the ninth, it is right. So you see, all the patterns are correctly followed except for this fifth figure. So this fifth figure or the option D is our correct option. That is our wrong term in the series. I hope that was clear. Let's move on to the next question. So this is a pretty simple question. You see all the symbols starting from 1 till 8 are all covered symbols. Only symbol that is uncovered is the ninth one. So the option C becomes our correct option, that is the uncovered symbol. Except that all are enclosed figures. Only this is an open figure which is not following the particular pattern. I hope that is clear. Let's move on to the next question. Okay. So the thing that I can think of is, this one is going up in this figure and then coming to middle. Then this figure goes up, then to down. Then it should come at middle. Yes. Then it has come. It should have come here. So instead of coming here, it has gone up. So that is not correct. So option 7 could have been one of the incorrect question. But you see, you need to follow up the options also. Here, no option is saying that option 7 or the figure 7 can be the incorrect option. That means option 7 is always correct. There is no doubt in that. That means the logic that we thought is not working. Okay, so next logic that I can see is that you see figure 2, 3, 4 and figure 7, 8, 9 are similar figures. That means the figure that is preceding this particular pattern must also be similar. So you see option or figure 1 and figure 6 must have been the similar because figure the pattern 2, 3, 4 and the pattern 7, 8, 9 are similar, and also we see that pattern 7 is correct. So the figure 6 and figure 1 must have been similar, but figure uh, but the two figures are different, and also figure 1 is the correct figure because it is not given in the particular options. Hence, our correct option becomes this particular figure, that is figure 6. So it is the wrong figure in the series. So option A becomes our correct option. I hope that was clear. Let's move on to the next question. So guys, this is another type of question. It is very rarely taken up by any YouTube channels or any educator who is teaching you. These kinds of questions come in the examination, but it is very rare that anyone helps you out or anyone teaches this in all over YouTube. So we have brought up this question because we have personally faced or personally given the examinations, and we know what all questions come. So uh, you get these kinds of questions from us only. So how these kinds of questions are done is that in on your screen, at first a description would be done, and how the question proceeds is like that. First of all, you would be shown this kind of a grid. Okay, so this kind of a grid would be shown to you. Uh, this kind of a diagram would be shown to you, and then uh, here I have taken colored circles, but actually what is taken is that uh, these kinds of blank circles would be taken. Okay, and then one after another, automatically you will see they are coloring that in a particular order. So maybe this one is the first circle that is being colored, this one is the second one, this one is the third one, this one is the fourth one, this one is the fifth one, and so on. And also it is not like that all the circles would be colored, only two to three, only three to four, or sometimes five or six circles would be colored in this way. Okay, you have to remember which circles have been colored and also in which order. After the question is presented to you, you would be given another blank grid where you need to mark the circles in the particular order that have been shown in the shown in your question. Like for this particular question that I or this particular, let me change the color that would help you understand better. So this one is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. So this is the way that the circles have been colored. So while answering the question, you have to follow this particular order and mark the circles in that order. So first of all, you will click this circle. Next, you have to click this circle. Next, you have to click this circle. Then this circle, and then this circle. So a timer particularly for individual questions would be given for this particular type of questions. And also you can see this marking of dots in the question only once. So be very careful. If you need, you can mark it in your copy also so that you can get a reference. But sometimes it becomes very confusing. So to be honest, it is not a very easy game. It is a difficult game, but you need to be careful, calm, and sincere to your work, towards your work. So uh, what you can do is concentrate very carefully and try to imagine the entire grid in front of your eyes, and more than the order, you remember which all circles have been marked. And once you remember that, you can easily figure out or you can easily track the circles that have been marked, because that automatically sits down in your mind which all circles have been marked in which order. Okay, so you just need to remember, or you just need to very carefully understand which all circles have been marked, and the order would mostly be remembered by your mind automatically. So let me give you an example case of how the game works. So first of all, you would be shown a grid with circles not colored in this way, but empty circles with just the outline. Okay. So as the game starts or the question is being prompted to you, the question would be shown like first this circle may be marked like it would be like a blinking. This circle would blink once. Okay. This circle would blink once, then stop. Then this particular circle would blink and stop. Then this third one would blink and stop. And let this one blink and stop. Okay. After that, you would be moved to the answering part, and then a timer would be started. Within that particular time, okay, you need to mark the circles or you need to click those circles in that particular sequence which was told in the question. Like first of all, you click this particular circle. You have to click this particular circle. Next, you would be clicking this particular circle. Next, you would be clicking this particular circle, and at last, you would be clicking this particular circle. Okay, so this is the way it is done. So if I give you another example test case, so let's say first this one blinks, then this one blinks, then this, and then this, and then this. So remember this pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the circles that have been given or that have been marked. So once the question is done, it would be erased from the screen, and then you would get a blank screen that would have the circles again, but no marking would be there. Your timer would start and you have to mark it like you will click first this, second you will click this, then at third you click this, then at fourth you click this, and at fifth you click this particular circle, and your question is done and dusted. I hope that was clear. So this was all about the game-based aptitude that comes in the Cognizant aptitude test. So it is not like we have taken up each and every kinds of games. That is not possible because there are a lot of games which uh, which are done instantly, or you can say there is an animation going on in the question and then you have to answer them accordingly. So those kinds of questions we are unable to take in these videos, but we have covered the most important questions or the most scoring type of games that come in these examinations. Those games come, but those are very rare to come. Mostly these games that throughout the video we have told have are what coming into the examinations, and also the game that I shown you in the last is very rare to come, but yes, they do come in your examination. So preparing well is required, and that is what this channel Placement Wala is dedicated towards. So if you like the video, please hit that like button and share it with your friends. Comment down if you have any doubt or any particular suggestion for us to do. And please subscribe the channel for more such content, because this channel is dedicated completely towards your preparation and your success of getting a job in the tech sector. I hope this video was helpful. So we'll be meeting you soon in another such video. Till then, take care. Tata. Bye bye.